When you finally get it, everything changes. And get it meaning a fulfillment of your life being okay, and a certain awareness of not needing to control when things aren't okay. And that there are going to be times where we are going to feel depressed. There are times where we are going to feel like life is not fair, or that we are a victim in a situation. But when a switch goes off, that we don't need to allow that to manipulate us and create identities around it. And that the here and the now is all that we need. Living in the present moment. Feeling within your body. Not needing to project hate, anger, judgment towards others. That's when you really start to connect with your soul, with your purpose in life. You start to find a love for life again. But there's also an acceptance factor. And when you learn to allow acceptance to be a driving force in your life, you no longer need to manipulate others around you. You no longer need to manipulate how others feel about you. You no longer need to manipulate results towards a certain situation you are trying to achieve. You no longer need to explain to others that don't agree with you. You no longer need to take on other people's negative energy and try to fix it. Allow yourself to feel the pain when it comes back. You cannot reject the pain body because it will always be there. The only thing rejection will do is suppress it. And if we continue to suppress and not allow ourselves to feel in those negative feelings once in a while, they will continue to resurface every time something similar to the past program comes up. And also, you can't 100% of the time only have your energy on yourself. So you're going to sometimes have to take in consciousness and energy coming from outside. We live life, right? We don't just live like hermits at home, like a monk. You know, you can practice meditation, you can practice being in good energy, you can practice the law of assumption, law of attraction, all of it, and be good at it and manifest great things. But there's always going to be that one or two things that happens. It's like, holy. Back to this again. Back to feeling like that again. Or like you assume that because somebody treats you a certain way that you've gone back to, or you've lost them. You've lost all contact. You've lost them being on your team, being on your side. When really that's just a feeling that creates a thought. And then the thought is in our own minds created as our reality. What if you gave that a different perspective, a different meaning? So someone or a job opportunity is not working and it's sending you in a certain way of thinking, way of feeling, and you feel the lack of the not being able to achieve that, the failure mechanism, which is the opposite of the success mechanism. What if I were to say that it was meant to happen to you, and for you to feel like that is you're never ever going to get rid of it completely. It's all about the amount of time you allow yourself to dwell in it. From personal experience, even being close to an enlightened being here that lives with a lot of acceptance. That's the driving force in my life. That's why I like to teach about it. I've seen still being made felt like and stuck in those negative programs for roughly 24 hours and then do a meditation before bed or wake up the next day and practice changing my energy to being my new current self, the new character, right? I speak of. And, I just prefer to not be the person that's a victim, that it's okay for certain things to not work out and certain things to make me feel sadness sometimes. I don't look at it as me trying to control it anymore. I look at all of the success I've achieved since I've started the inner work and have teaching it, and that the old program will try to come back from time to time. It's not for me to manipulate. And what I do is use the letting go technique I was taught by David Hawkins. I allow myself to feel like shit. I allow myself to feel the depression. You don't want somebody to tell you to feel depressed. What are you telling me, Dale? That's what you have to do. You have to feel that depression and allow it to be in your system. And the only way to get it out, even speaking to someone you trust, just to get it off your chest, right? Because if not, we're living in our own heads. And what we want to do, the goal is to get out of the head and back into the body. And that's what meditation does. Like I just explained, by the end of that day of feeling like that, I went to my bedroom early and I meditated, and being my most creative, successful, loving self, and not one that allows those thoughts and feelings to control me anymore. And by the time the meditation was done, I was refreshed, and I brought awareness to that program and the event that happened that was bothering me, and I let it go. I went to bed and I had a good sleep. The next day I woke up perfectly fine, like the man you're seeing right here. But when a switch goes off and you're just living through the assumption of that thing happened and it's okay. It's not you have to change the law of the assumption to get whatever thing, event, or person to change, to conform to you for you to feel okay. This is reality, okay? And we don't need that to work for us to feel good. That's the level of acceptance. That's the level of character we build. Because if not, you have to manipulate every single situation in life to fit good for you, to work in your favor. And it's not always going to work out like that. A lot of it will. A lot of money will come into your life when you assume it to be true. A lot of people that you thought were your enemy will change their minds about you because you believe it to be true. A lot of people could be pushed away because you believe them to be an enemy and that to be true. So then they are pushed away. Just by your energy, not even just by thinking about it. Sometimes you walk by a person and you get a vibe from them, their vibration. They're probably living unconscious, living by, judgment, programming, anger, and resenting. Not just you, they resent everyone they see if they're like that. Don't just make it be about you. We all have our own shit, right? Someone walks by you, they don't approve of you. It's demeaning. The meaning is that the outer world doesn't matter as much as the inner world. This is inner world work that we do. And when you practice the energy in your inner world being great, then you can walk by that person, not even have to look at them, but also express feelings of acceptance and non-hate or judgmental. It's not, they looked at me with hate, I have to return hate. That is a childish program. And if you're living like that as an adult, it's something that you kept on and you're holding on to from childhood. I'm not saying this to call you childish, but a lot of us, this programming comes from the childhood dynamic with our friends and our parents, everything from back then. But when a switch goes off, you no longer have to live like someone who has to create drama, put others down for you to feel good. You feel good for being you. You feel good for being in the present moment. You feel good for being willing to share this energy with others that match your vibration. There's no longer needing to manipulate others that walk by you that don't accept you. You accept that. You know why? Because it is what it is. It is the now, the acceptance, the present moment. Let them not like you. You know why? It's one less person you have to talk to. Change the meaning. You don't need that person in your life. And then the next person that walks by, huge smile, right? It's not, how many smiles did I get? How many frowns did I get? How many judgmental looks did I get? Stop analyzing it. The mind wants you to believe that something's wrong on the outside of you and that you need to fix it to feel safety. You need to fix it for you to feel okay. You know? It's not having to control it for you to feel good, for you to have won over these individuals. Let them be. Let it go. Be within your own energy. Feel centered. When you're in a room with other people that make you feel uncomfortable, feel centered. And more than likely, those that will feel your authentic, loving energy, you will feel the respect and positive energy coming back from them, even though they're not looking at you. And that, isolating those and being careful of those that don't like you, yeah, sure, you can be careful. You should know what's good for you and trust your intuition. But don't just pre-assume that everyone hates you just because they are too afraid to look at you or smile at you or give you a look of approval. Give it a different meaning. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's giving you more space to do whatever you're doing in whichever room you're in, that you don't need to tune to every single person in it to try to win them over, for you to feel enough, for you to feel whole and complete. Whole and completeness starts within the body. When you feel centered and you feel loved, you feel connected with your heart, you're going to project energy of love no matter what other people do to you. So that's the level I want to get you on as well. That's what I mean by a switch going off. And you don't need to control. You can assume, you can trust God, you can trust consciousness, you can be someone who projects love, peace, and acceptance and wants to help others. Do good by the world. Do good things. Share. If you have wealth, share wealth. The more money, energy that goes around, the more that will come back. And that's not a bullshit statement. It's people who call that a bullshit statement are people that struggle with money. They don't know the difference. So thank you for watching this one. We'll see you on the next video.